Good evening, everyone. It's great to see a full house. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the North Brunswick Township Board of Education regular public meeting. Today is Wednesday, May 6th. Could we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Carter.
Here.
Ms. Cepeda.
Here.
Ms. James.
Here.
Mr. Lagori.
Here.
Dr. Patel.
Here.
Mr. Singh.
Here.
Ms. Sinha.
Here.
Ms. Toth.
Here.
And Mr. Wen. We have a quorum.
Thank you. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, the public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location, was distributed by 3 p.m. on Wednesday, January 28, 2026, in the following manner. Posted on the bulletin board reserved for announcements in the board office, 25 Linwood Place, North Brunswick. Mailed to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, NJ.com, and the clerk of the Township of North Brunswick. Delivered to the 9 duly elected board members. And beginning on March 1st of this year, all future board notices shall be published on the board's official website, www.nbtschools.org, and be made available through the New Jersey Secretary of State's official website in lieu of publication in a newspaper in accordance with PL 2025 C.72. Well, good evening, everyone. It's so good to have a full house. Like I said, I want to welcome all of the building principals here, all of our honorees tonight. It's so good to see a lot of familiar faces in the audience as well. And it's also crazy to think that we are coming down to the end of the 2025-2026 school year. So lovely to have everyone tonight. We have a lot of exciting things to get to. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Zakowski to start off our presentations.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone, and our millions of viewers at home. The ratings have been sky high, and I'm so happy to see so many people turn out for my budget presentation at about 9:30 tonight. So very excited about that. But our first presentation is with a heavy heart. One of our own graduate, Carol Lee Womack, was a very special person, student, and of course, part of the first family of North Brunswick. We have a mayor and his wife, Carol, just special people in this, not only in this community, but specifically in our district. So without further ado, I know they've been going through a difficult time, but Carol Lee really left a mark here at North Brunswick. Her participation in so many different things at North Brunswick High School, but specifically as an alchemist. So without further ado, 2 other special people from that class organize a fundraiser and a special memorial for Carol Lee. So with that, Miss Marcy Marks and of course, Miss Danny Noodleman, please come up.
Good evening, everybody. All right. The Carol Lee Womack Memorial Scholarship celebrates the life of Carol Lee, who was a student who not only pursues excellence in theater arts, but who also uplifts others and left a lasting impact on the NBTHS theater community. The scholarship was established to honor the legacy of passion, dedication, and excellence in the performing arts of Carol Lee, established during her time at NBTHS. She was a shining light on the stage and a true embodiment of how the alchemists got their name of turning simple things to gold. Like Carol Lee, this year's recipient award is more than a talented performer. They are a true shining star both on and off the stage. During her time at NBTHS, Carol Lee demonstrated unwavering loyalty to the Alchemist Theater Company through consistent participation, a strong work ethic, and willingness to contribute in all aspects
Ms.
of
Marks?
production. Am I not? I made me do this. Sorry. and a willingness to contribute in all aspects of production, whether in the spotlight or behind the scenes. In addition to her artistic abilities, Carolee embodied the qualities of a team player as a leader. She supported her peers, fostered a positive and inclusive environment, and served as a role model for the other students through her integrity, responsibilities, and enthusiasm for her craft. The Carolee Womack Memorial Scholarship celebrates the life of Carolee by awarding a student who not only pursues excellence in theater arts, but who also uplifts others, leaves a lasting impact on MBTHS theater community, just as Carolee did. So everybody in the North Brunswick district, all the staff members did a Jeans Day, and we raised
$1,500.
Wow. Yeah. We have.
So we'd like to just let the family know what we did.
No, Dan, hold on. We have the mayor and Carol. Is Carol here with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please come up so we can present this.
Thank you so much.
And there have also been donations from MBTS alumni, so this is just from the staff, but there's about $5,000 from this plus other alumni donations.
Wow.
Thank you, Mayor.
Carolee loved North Brunswick schools. She loved her mentors. She loved all the students she knew and performed with, and she was very, very proud to have been from North Brunswick Township High School.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Z, if we could just honor Carolee's life with a moment of silence, please.
Yeah, I didn't know if the mayor heard. We could please make that one more time, Lisa. Sure.
Yeah, I just want to honor Carolee's life with a moment of silence. Mayor Womack and family, thank you all for coming out during this time of grief. I really want to acknowledge the tremendous loss and the tremendous sacrifice that I know that you all have made. So my deepest condolences, but if we could just honor her with a moment of silence. Thank you, Ms. Marks. Thank you, Ms. Noodleman, for your contributions. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Hard to segue that with that, but we're here for some wonderful winter awards, and with that, our athletic director, Mr. Sean Morrell. Mr. Morrell.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank the families here, the athletes and the coaches. We had a great winter season, and I would like to call up each coach, read any honors that they or their team may have, and then they'll acknowledge the student athletes. First, I'd like to call up our girls and boys bowling coaches, Coach McCormick and Coach Mahalik, to present their awards.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to recognize a group of amazing athletes. My name is Amy McCormick, and I've been the varsity bowling coach since around 2014. I've kind of lost track. Tonight, we recognize a senior who has worked incredibly hard and is very deserving of this year's All-White Division Award. Over the past 3 seasons, he has shown tremendous improvement. Josh started his career with a 128 average as a sophomore and steadily improved each year, finishing this season with an impressive 198 average. That 70-pin improvement equates to a 50% increase. I think it was more like 56. My math teacher coming out. Something I will never see in my career again. His growth and consistency are a direct result of the time and effort he put into the game. This season, Josh finished 10th in the GMC individual tournament, shooting a high game of 245 and a series of 663. A great accomplishment and reflection of the progress he made throughout his career. Over his 3 years, Josh totaled 18,697 pins, bowled a high game of 279, and had a high series of 685. To put this into perspective, a perfect game is 12 strikes. To shoot a 279, he struck 11 times. More importantly, Josh has been a dependable teammate and someone who represented our program well. He has also been successful in the classroom, surviving both my AP Calculus and AP Statistics courses over the last 2 years. It has been great watching Josh's development as both a bowler and a student, and his parents and I are very proud of everything he has accomplished. Congratulations on a great career and on earning this year's All-White Division Award.
I'm Janice Mahalik, and I am the coach of our girls team at NBCHS. Our top girl finisher this year was Cadence Grimes, who could not be with us tonight. She was a 4-year bowler on our girls team, had the highest average on the team this year, and had an impressive top 4 finish in the GMC individuals. So we congratulate Cadence as well.
Thank you. Girls basketball, we will call up Coach Morano. The girls basketball team this year was also the recipient of the Sportsmanship Award for the White Division. Congratulations, Coach, and the team.
Good evening, everyone. The season has been one of growth and progress for our team. We've worked hard, faced challenges, and the girls have shown incredible resilience. The growth that each individual player exhibited from November to February cannot be overlooked, and our players demonstrated dedicated teamwork and heart every time they stepped onto the court. Tonight we are recognizing 2 seniors who were named All-Division for the White Division, which is a testament to their hard work. Seniors Shadal Shama and Shiloh Connage were named All-Division for the White Division. After recovering from an ankle injury this year, Shiloh was able to join us this season in January and ended up finishing the season as one of the top scorers in our program, as well as the second leading rebounder, averaging just about a double-double in all of her games she played this season. Shiloh finished her high school career with 173 rebounds, 211 points, most of which came from this season alone. It is also my pleasure to share that she will be continuing her basketball career next year at Middlesex College. Congratulations. We're so proud of you. Our next senior, Shadal Shama, finished her career as the second leading three-point scorer in program history. She was also recognized as one of the top shot blockers in the conference. Shad finishes an illustrious high school career with nearly 700 points, 100 steals, and 111 three-pointers. Back in March, she represented our team in the GMC All-Star Game. It's also my pleasure to announce that she will be continuing playing basketball at the collegiate level next year at Kane University.
KU.
It is a well-deserved honor that they set the standard for excellence that we can all look up to. They will be missed, and we are so proud of their accomplishments. Thank you to all the players, coaches, and administration for all your support throughout the season. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call up Coach Byram for our boys basketball team. The boys team was also a Sportsmanship Award winner this year in the all-white American division. So congratulations, Coach.
Good evening. I'm Coach Byram, third year of coaching. We're here today to celebrate one of our top tier seniors. Young man went through the program, four-year program guy. Very true to the culture, right? Rebuild our program the way we needed to do it. Within the last 3 years, we changed a couple things, but him being the guy that he is, he definitely related to the changes, and he moved efficiently and did what he was supposed to do this year. The guy I'm presenting to this award to is Angel Rodriguez Reyes. This young man, he averaged 11 points, two rebounds per game. You're going to see why it was only 2 rebounds, but I can tell you he averaged 5. I can tell you he averaged 5 steals a game without a shadow of a doubt. But one thing about him, I could say, this guy, he carried our team for the majority of our season. And again, you will see his size once I present this to him. And with further ado, Angel Rodriguez Reyes. So, just so you see, with that, I present this to you and how much we appreciate you for who you are, the athlete that you are. And by the way, he has a 4.0. I just would like to thank the administration for giving us the opportunity, giving me the opportunity to coach our guys and breed a lot of good young men, and to make sure that we have some people to take care of them when we get older. Come on, man. Thank you.
Next up, we'd like to call our swimming coach, Coach Egan Raghavas. She is the, just like to let you know, the girls swimming team is the white division. She's the white division coach of the year. It's not her first time as coach of the year. Again, they are the overall sportsmanship. The boys swimming team is the overall GMC Sportsmanship Award winner. I don't know how many years it's been, 14 in a row, I believe. And the white division Sportsmanship Award as well. So congratulations.
Thank you. I would like to first thank Dr. Z, the Board of Education, for Mr. Morrell, Mr. Neller, for the continued support for our aquatics program and our swim team. I would like to call up my first recipient, so she comes up before, but Vivian Turpak. Vivian is a senior. She's a 4-year varsity swimmer. She scored 119 points this year for our swim team alone. She also won the Greater Middlesex Conference Sportsmanship Award, where we went to the banquet and she was honored. Vivian swam at GMC's the 200 medley relay, the 500 free, the 100 back, and the 2 free. And she was also the girls' MVP this year. Vivian will be going to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for Aerospace Engineering next year. And I believe Nia is not here, but I just wanted to say something about Nia. She is a sophomore, a second-year varsity swimmer. She scored 95 points for the girls' team. Nia swam at GMC's the 2 medley relay, the 100 free, the 100 breast, and the 4 free relay. Anika, come on up. Anika is a sophomore and a second-year varsity swimmer. She scored 117 points for the girls this season. Anika swam the 2 medley relay, the 50 free, the 100 back, and the 2 free relay. Ani Pradhan, I believe he is not here. There was an innovation practice that they couldn't miss at the high school. Just so you know.
Doors open tomorrow, 6:30.
Friday, 6:30.
Donnie is a freshman this year, first-year varsity swimmer, scoring 88 points for the boys. He swam the 2 medley relay, the 2 IM, and the 4 free relay, and he was also our boys' most valuable swimmer this year. And And last but not least, Krish Patel, come on up. Krish is one of our hardest working athletes in the entire pool every single day. Krish is a sophomore and a second year varsity swimmer. Sorry, Krish. Krish scored 87 points for the boys. He swam the 2 medley relay, the 100 fly, and the 2 free relay. And what's best about this crew, besides Vivian, everyone else is a freshman and a sophomore. So I can't wait to continue to rebuild. We often have a long line of seniors, but we're rebuilding and we got all these youngsters coming in. So I just wanted to say congratulations to these guys, and just wanted to speak on the sportsmanship award because I do realize that the boys are the ones who got that award, but I did want to speak on behalf of all of the swimmers because we are one team. We travel together as a team. Sportsmanship to me means walking away from the competition with dignity, making it impossible to tell whether you've won or lost. Over 13 of my 14 years as a coach, our team has earned the GMC Conference Sportsmanship Award. From the beginning, I made it a goal to not just develop strong swimmers, but to also help shape respectful, responsible young adults. Whether we're traveling to another school or competing at our own pool, we represent North Brunswick with pride, respect, and integrity.
Should have had it in order.
Next, we would like to call up Coach Sally for boys and girls wrestling. As he's walking up, Coach Sally's been with us only a couple of years here, a few years, and we are Blue Division champions again for boys wrestling this year, undefeated. We were also Blue Division champions last year, undefeated, so in 2 years we are undefeated in the Blue Division. Congratulations to Coach Sally and the team. And our girls wrestling team, we are back-to-back Red Division champions and also back-to-back GMC County champions. So we're seeing great things in our wrestling program. Thank you, Coach.
Honestly say a lot of the awards that our teams get go to the kids that I'll be mentioning later tonight. They put a lot of work and time outside of the season into preparing for what we call the winter test, what we do in summer. Sometime winter's going to ask what we did. Our kids wrestle. The boys, when I first took over 3 years ago, they were in 23rd out of 24 teams in the GMC. I'm proud to say that they ended up number 9 in the GMC this season. We had 3 medalists at the GMC tournament, and 2 of our boys named tonight qualified for the regional tournament. And on the girls' side, it's been much of the same progress. The girls wrestle just as much in the off-season. Much like swimming said earlier, we don't separate in our room. The girls work out with the boys work out with the girls. While we have independent competition schedules, there is a team dynamic there that you don't find anywhere else in the GMC. And the girls came back with winning a second county title. I think of the 13 girls we brought to counties, 12 of them left with a medal, and there were 6 finals. So girls is going up. I did want to thank school administration and the board for getting us a new mat this year with the girls for the girls program as it continues to grow. There are over 40 girls in our program, and I think our closest competition in the GMT is East Brunswick with 20 girls. So we will be starting a JV team very soon. 2 of our girls made it all the way to the state tournament. 1 left with a medal. She placed number 8th in the state. We did have 2 district champs and 1 region champ at the same time. And they'll be mentioned tonight. Everyone that I call in the next couple of minutes, we're either all division or all conference. And that's the blue division and the red division. So first I'd like to call up Christopher Lopez. This was our 106-pounder, left the season with the school record of 42 matches with over 30 wins. He was also the team captain. Mackay Ford comes to us from football and has really made it a career on the wrestling mat. He also leaves the season with more than 25 wins and is also a region qualifier. Our next girl is Janaya Orihuela. Janaya was our girl who made it all the way to states and left with a medal. She took number 8 in New Jersey. Paddling back and forth around that. Also our team captain. She set a record this season for 47 matches in a season. Our second female athlete of the night is Kaylee Chiappa, who is also a captain. Kaylee has a little special place in my memory as she is my first 4-year wrestler in my program, and she will take her wrestling next year to Keene University. Frances Peraza is also a team captain. She's also the county champ. A lot of us would argue in the wrestling world that winning that county title is a lot more difficult than winning a district or a region title. And I could say that myself as a 3-time finalist and 1-time champion. Getting into that finals match is tough. If anybody was there, this was one of the more electric finals when she battled with Spotswood and came up on top 18-14. Next up, we have Mawish Khan, another team captain. Anybody who's a fan of our social media, Mawish does all of the work as an athletic internship with one of her classes. She will take her wrestling next year to Rutgers University. Next up, we have Deatra Dorisman. Deatra is the only wrestler in the town that's left that is a high school All-American. She is a district champ. She's a runner-up in the county, and she works hard at the upper weights. Next up, we have Kelly DeJesus, who I don't think is here. She was the lone freshman on the team. She left with over 30 wins. She was the county runner-up and district runner-up also. Last but not least, we have Alexandra Reyes. Alexa lives in town and wrestles with us year-round, but she is one of our magnet school students. So one of the things I've always impressed with our magnet school students is the extra time and effort outside of what we expect our normal athletes to do. She has a lot of transportation and extra work to put in to make sure that she's getting on the mat the same amount as everyone else. And she left the season as the county runner-up as well. That's it for wrestling.
Thank you. Lastly, our track team cannot be here tonight. They are currently leading the GMC counties in our spring track, so we hope that they come away with a back-to-back championship as well, which it looks like they're very much going to do so. So spring track could not be here. I just wanted to share a few things about their winter track program. Our track team is number 3 in New Jersey. We are the number 1 public school in New Jersey for the last couple of years, so we are seeing a lot of great things. We have a handful of athletes who are national, all-state and nationally recognized as well. So just going to run through. The boys track team in winter were GMC champions. They were GMC White Team of the Year, and they were the NJ.com GMC Team of the Year. Our girls track team was the GMC White Division Team of the Year. Our head coach was the GMC Boys and Girls Track Coach of the Year, White Division Boys and Girls Coach of the Year as well. Last year he was the NJ.com Coach of the Year. Jamel Wilmot is an All-American. He's a state champion in the 55-meter dash. He made All-State. He was All Group 4, All GMC, All Division, NJ.com GMC Athlete of the Year. We have Michael Perry. He's an All-American, NJSIAA state champion in the 55-meter hurdles. He's All-State, All Group 4, All GMC, and All Division. And today he ran the number 2 time in the 110-meter hurdles in the state of New Jersey. Anai Hall is an NJSIAA state champion in the high jump. He's All-State, All Group 4, All-American, and All Division. He is going to Rowan. Elvin Marte Felice is going to St. Peter's. He's an All-American, All GMC, and All Division. He also has the number 1 New Jersey state time in the 110 hurdles. So we have back-to-back number 1 and number 2 in the state in the 110 hurdles. Kyra Burchett is an All GMC and All Division. Kyra Waldron is All State second team, All Group 4, All GMC, and All Division. She's going to either Temple or Rowan. Kiara Asatora is going to FIT. She's All GMC and All Division. Michaela Bellamy is all division. Redrick Robinson is all division. He's going to FDU for football and track. Kyle Vreeland is going to Marywood. He's all division. Nathan Beckley's all division. Schwan Grimes III, coach's son, is going to Monmouth. He's an All-American and all division. Devin Hackett is all division, and Tyler O'Gara is all division. Tyler O'Gara also jumps 7 foot and is one of the top high jumpers in the state of New Jersey. So as you can see, our track team has been doing some great things over the last few years. I want to thank everybody for being here and thank you for your support. Thank you to the Board of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Morrell. Thank you for leading this wonderful honoring ceremony for our board meeting. I just want to say a few words and take this time to thank our coaches, families, because although the award is one evening and it's great to celebrate, it takes hours and hours of practice, schedule changes, carpooling, rides, workouts, off season. So I want to thank all the families, the parents, our coaches, of course our athletes, congratulating them because this is a culmination of all that hard work throughout the full school year and the summer months. So thank you, Mr. Morrell, and thank you to all our coaches and athletes. Okay. We have, yeah, up. So now we have a special part. We're honoring our students, and next honoring a wonderful group of educators. And with that, to lead that part of our program, our Assistant Superintendent, Miss Amy Kita.
Thank you, Dr. Zakowski. As the Assistant Superintendent, I work with the schools, school administration, to oversee the New Jersey Governor's Educator and the MBT Schools Education Support Person of the Year, where annually we recognize a certificated staff member in each building, as well as 6 years ago, MBTEA President Beth Pasner approached Dr. Zakowski and myself to bring, although the state does not have an Education Support Person of the Year, we do. She brought this to us. We love the idea. We've been doing it ever since, and we are so proud tonight to recognize such wonderful staff in all of our buildings. It truly is an honor to work with all of you and to have you be recognized tonight. So without further ado, we are going to start with our high school team.
Well, for a second year in a row, you let me go first. So. Good evening. As an alumni of MBTHS, we are very proud of the amount, and throughout the district, of the amount of MBTHS alums who work in our school, who left and wanted to get back to North Brunswick and came back. And although I won't ask her what year she graduated, Rose Norsha, the MBTHS Teacher of the Year, is an MBTHS alumni who began working at MBTHS in September of 2000. Throughout her long career at MBTHS, she possesses a deep understanding of special education law, regularly exceeds our yearly minimum required amount of PD hours, reflecting her growth mindset and lifelong commitment to learning in order to support her students. She builds strong relationships with her students in her classes, attends and supports them in extracurricular events, gives all of her seniors a gift with a senior kiss goodbye message at the end of the year, and often maintains contact with her former students after they graduate. Her former students remember her and appreciate her. As one student from the class of 2013 said, Ms. Norsha will forever be one of my favorite and most memorable teachers. Things weren't always easy for me growing up, and I could rely on her to cheer me up. She was calm, steady, and a reliable presence when things at home felt chaotic. Now as an adult with a family of my own, I have a deeper understanding of how she supported me. I can only hope my kids will have a teacher who becomes a confidant, an anchor, and gives them something to flourish. Congratulations, Rose. on making such a profound impact on your students over the last 26 years at MBTHS. Congratulations on being named the MBTHS Teacher of the Year. Next, I'd like to congratulate our educational support person for 2025-2026, Barbara Williams. Although Barbara is not an alumni of North Brunswick, she is a longtime resident. And I have known her for over 30 years because I went to high school and graduated the same year as her daughter. Barbara has been a long-time classroom instructional para at MBTHS. She builds rapport with her students, supports them in their academic tasks, and is a great support system for them so they can assimilate into the classroom environment. She was also an MBTHS parent who, even after her children graduated, has continued to serve as a member of the Band Parents Association for the last 30 years. She is the heart, soul, and background of our music program, putting in long hours supporting our students in the band. She has become a second mom to so many students and probably their parents, and a friend and support to many of them. There was a time when it was feared that our marching band program would shut down, and Barbara dedicated her time, her energy, and personal resources to make sure that did not happen, and our program has thrived. She is not only the backbone of the music program, but our school. Congratulations on being named Support Person of the Year.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Zakowski, and Mrs. Kita for allowing us the opportunity to recognize our winners, and congratulations to all the recipients tonight. First, I'd like to speak about Jeff Marachi, our retired police officer who comes to us from the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office, and there are really three things I would like to share about Jeff. First, you do not need to spend much time with Jeff to see and to realize the high caliber of family man that he is, friend that he is, employee that he is, person that he is. He is without question the type of person that we want our children to be around, without question. Secondly, when you do this job long enough, you realize that there are certain people in the school with whom you actually have a partnership. And when it comes to the safety and security of NBTMS, I do believe that's what we have, and I could not ask for a better partner than Jeff. Jeff is the type of person who goes the extra mile and often thinks of things that others do not, and we are better for it. Now, it is probably not a surprise to hear that people in education and people in law enforcement do not always see things the same way. This can sometimes lead to some robust differences of opinion, but most of the time it leads to a healthy exchange of viewpoints that leads us to the most sound, safe course of action for a student, all of the students, or the whole school. and that is due in large part to Jeff's diligence and skill. Finally, and selfishly, it is nice to have someone around my age who also grew up here, because we can talk about things and I don't have to explain who or what they were. Whether it's a former teacher at the high school from years ago, or places like the Hearth, the Wooden Nickel, the Carriage House, Caldor, or the Middlesex Diner. And we managed to pull something off that amazes me. We only really got to know each other by working together the last few years. This is amazing when you consider we're only a couple years apart. We grew up less than a half a mile from each other. We have many of the same friends, and our daughters danced at the same dance school for years. And the kicker to me was when he told me that in the early 90s he was delivering flowers for a local florist to my father's funeral home when I was working there, and we still didn't cross paths. That is almost impossible, but we managed to do it. So, Jeff, seriously, congratulations. Thank you very much for all that you do. You're better than that.
Jeff.
Danielle Tamarana. Danielle was a 7th grade science teacher at NBTMS. Once in a while, a school is fortunate enough to hire a teacher who just gives the place a shot in the arm. And Danielle is one of those teachers. She is creative. She is energetic. She's fun. Her lessons are well thought out, and they bring science to life for her students. She is a part of the fabric of the school and our school community as a teacher, a coach, and she is a leader among our staff as our 7th grade subject area leader. Danielle's lessons are student-centered and data-driven. She empowers her students to become thinkers and problem solvers. She builds deep, meaningful connections with her students and encourages them to take ownership of their learning and their role as classmates. Danielle is also our house DJ for school events, and she coaches varsity wrestling and softball at the high school. But the more you get to know Danielle, the more you learn about what an incredible journey her life has been. In various conversations over the years, I have learned that Danielle played softball, coached wrestling, coached color guard, played field hockey, coached field hockey, played ice hockey, owned a food truck, auditioned for a Food Network show, was a disc jockey, renovated her own kitchen, lived in the South, lived in the North, is a scuba diver, and was bitten by a shark. As a former history teacher, I used to try to get my students to analyze the famous Socrates quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living." One interpretation of that is that after careful examination, one should arrive at the realization that life is meant to be a rich experience with many different flavors. I can honestly say that I do not know anyone who embodies that more than Danielle. And isn't that who you want teaching your kids, coaching your kids, or as a friend and colleague? Danielle's classroom is a welcoming place for all students, full of inspiring lessons about science and about life. But her life story is an inspirational lesson for everyone she meets. Danielle Tamarana, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Silver. At this time, call up Mr. Shorter for Linwood School.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone on the board. Thank you all for supporting Linwood and all that we do. So I am very excited to announce my winners for tonight. I always like to give a story because I've heard that when you give a story, it gives a little bit more than just talking. Like Rick did an amazing job, Mike did an amazing job, but I'm gonna tell a quick story. So first, I'm gonna talk about Jerry Agaman. So Jerry is a 5th grade social studies teacher at Linwood School. I believe this is his 2nd year at Linwood School. Come up, Jerry. So, I kind of keep my head down in the district. I don't really know, and I apologize for this now, I don't know a lot of teachers at other schools. I don't know a lot of people at other schools. I just kind of keep my head down. I'm focused on Linwood, and Linwood is where my heart is. But I used to get these emails from this guy named Agam something. And it would be an interesting email regarding, you know, what it's like to teach social studies at Linwood, what you would need to do to get a job at Linwood. And again, I get these emails and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but I'll just give him a nice little, you know, answer and then kind of move along. So then one time, they said to me, there's a guy in your building who is here. And I'm like, well, who is the guy? What is he doing? He said, well, he's walking. I think he had a PD over on the board side, but now he's kind of walking over on the Linwood side. So I kind of like was able to go out and I was able to figure out that it was him. And I'm like, hey, I appreciate you, but you just can't come over to Linwood because, again, we don't know who you are, you know? Again, I kind of know you a little bit, but again, I appreciate you, but, you know. But this man, what he did, and again, I apologize, Diana, for stealing them from you, but this young man took the extra credits that he needed to take to become a social studies teacher at the middle school level, which is not easy, it's a lot of credits. But he did that, and then when he applied for the position, and I interviewed him, and I said, oh my goodness, what did I almost miss out on? Because I really didn't know him, but just, I feel that I have a lot of energy. But this guy beats me. This guy beats me. I feel that I make connections with kids. Like it was good to see a couple of kids come over and say hello to me. This guy is better than me. So I am just so blessed to have this young man in my building and the connection that he makes with kids. Kids come down to see him who never even had him at Linwood. I guess they had him somewhere at Parsons and they didn't want to come down and visit him. But again, I truly appreciate this man and all he does. He's an amazing instructor. When you go in his room, just the attention that he pulls from out of the kids to be able to lock in on a social studies class is amazing. He does very well. He works with an ICR teacher. They have an amazing relationship. So again, I cannot say enough things about this young man. I'm so happy to have him in our building. And again, I want to say congratulations on being a teacher. I also see him at the gym all the time, so it's always good. In the morning, you see him at the gym, and I'm at the gym, so it's a good thing. All right, so the next person that I want to recognize is Shanice Middleton. Shanice, come in for a second. So I have many flaws. It's just what I am. I have many flaws, but one of the flaws that I have is this: I'm kind of demanding because I want things to go and to look and to just be a certain way. I feel one of our words that we use at Linwood is excellence. Excellence, excellence. We use it all the time. And I have worn this lady out. Because if the PA is not right in the CAF, I'm calling Shanice. If a Benji board is not right in a room, I'm calling Shanice. If a parent, even this week, a parent couldn't get into Parent Square, and they couldn't get into Parent Portal. So who did I email? I emailed Shanice. Okay, this lady has just put up with me, and she's never hung up on me when I call her. She might call me bad names behind my back, but never to my face. But again, she is just a very sweet person who allows Linwood to just be up and running at all times. I can always depend on her, and I truly appreciate you. Even the Chromebooks issues that we've been going through in the past, you have always been there, and I truly appreciate all that you do for our school, all that you do for our students, and all you do for our staff. So I want to say congratulations. I think support personnel.
Hey, which elementary school will it be? I'd like to introduce for John Adams, our John Adams admin team, Ms. Finnegan, Ms. Cummings, Ms. Rudolph.
Hello, everyone. Welcome tonight. I'd like to first talk about our Teacher of the Year. For 22 years, Jenny Greenwald has been a cornerstone of the John Adams Elementary School community, shaping both the academic and personal growth of her students. Her classroom is a warm, supportive environment where children feel safe, valued, and motivated to succeed. She balances high expectations with genuine compassion, helping every student thrive. Jenny's instruction reflects deep expertise and a commitment to meeting the needs of all of her learners. She skillfully differentiates her teaching, ensuring that every child, regardless of ability, can access learning and build confidence. Families consistently credit her with laying a strong academic foundation that lasts for years. She is also a dedicated advocate, collaborating with colleagues and communicating closely with families to support each child. As a mentor and leader, she generously shares her knowledge and supports those around her. Beyond the classroom, Jenny strengthens the school community through her involvement and unwavering dedication. She truly embodies what it means to be an exceptional educator, making her deeply deserving of the Governor's Educator of the Year recognition. Please come on up. Next, I would like to recognize our Educators Support Professional of the Year, Miss Joanne Chaccio. Joanne exemplifies dedication, compassion, and professionalism in everything she does. She works in our self-contained program. She brings patience, flexibility, and empathy to each day, meeting students where they are and helping them feel safe, valued, and ready to learn. She creates a true sense of family in her classroom, goes above and beyond to make it a warm and welcoming space for every child. Joanne is also an incredible instructional partner, always open to learning, eager to grow, and committed to supporting each student's unique needs. Her work strengthens not only her classroom, but everyone around her. Beyond the classroom, Joanne is a dedicated member of our school community, volunteering her time and bringing positivity to all that she does. For 7 years, she has uplifted students and colleagues alike with her kindness, creativity, and unwavering commitment. We are proud to honor Joanne Chaccio as this year's Educational Support Professional of the Year.
I'd like to call up Dr. Glover and her team for Judd's School.
Evening, everyone. Board, thank you for having us here. It was great seeing all of the high school students. You know, in elementary, we never know what they're going to become, but when you hear their names and being recognized for being, you know, such great athletes and students, it just melts my heart. So I was happy to see that tonight. But today, we are here to recognize two people from Judd. One, unfortunately, our Teacher of the Year is not here. She is on maternity leave. But I just had to recognize her. She's an awesome teacher. She's a inclusion teacher, and she gives 1,000% every day. Sad she's not here, but if she's watching, we love you, Gwen. Congratulations. Today I have the honor of recognizing someone who has made a lasting impact on our school community, Miss Sue Pecora. She has been a dedicated instructional paraprofessional in our autism program for many years, and her commitment to our students is truly remarkable. Our students with autism learn in many different ways, and Sue understands and embraces that. She meets each student where they are, adapting her support to fit their unique needs and helping them access learning in ways that work best for them. She's the definition of caring. Each day, she brings patience and understanding to every interaction, always smiling, always with an open heart. Her empathy allows her to connect with students in a way that makes them feel safe. For many of our students, she is not just a staff member, she is a trusted and steady presence in their day. She is also incredibly reliable, whether it's supporting instruction, maintaining routines, or stepping in wherever needed. She consistently goes above and beyond, and staff know they can count on her. And students benefit from the consistency and care that she provides to them. Her work may not always be in the spotlight, but its impact is seen every day. It is reflected in our students' growth, as well as in the calm and supportive classroom environment she helps to foster. We're truly fortunate to have her as part of our team. Thank you, Sue, for your dedication, your compassion, and for the difference you make in the lives of our students. Please join me in recognizing and celebrating her.
Thank you, everyone.
This time, I'd like to call up Mr. Dawson, his team from Livingston Park.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you to the board, Dr. Z, Mrs. Kita, for allowing us to tell you about some wonderful people at Livingston Park tonight. If you drive on Howe Lane in the morning coming to work around 7 o'clock, you're going to see two vehicles racing in the direction of North Brunswick. One is mine, and one is Maureen Alvarez's. Maureen usually beats me to school because she really is the heart and soul of Livingston Park. She is such a special educator in every capacity, and really she's the teacher all of us wish our kids could have, and she's the teacher all of us as educators would like to be. Maureen in the classroom, man, it's something to see. She is endlessly creative, patient, innovative. She knows her kids inside and out. She helps them set goals. She challenges them. She cheers them on when they reach their goals. One thing I'm really proud of Maureen is that she's elevated the level of academic discourse we have in our math program. She has kids of all abilities, all language levels, speaking in really rich academic conversations about how to solve problems, how to think critically, how to approach. It's true student-centered instruction, it's heterogeneous groups, and she elevates everybody. Her scores are at the top. Her SGP is at the top. But beyond that, what really sticks is the brand of person that Maureen is. She cares deeply for her kids. She cares deeply for her colleagues. She is endlessly kind. She is patient. She is loving. She is really, on a personal level, everything a good teacher should be. We are absolutely lucky to have her, and it was to no surprise that she has earned the Governor's Educator of the Year award. She contributes to our school in so many ways, in the classroom, countless committees, student council, endless contributions, and most importantly, for her colleagues and her kids, she is the first person in line to cheer them on, to lift them up, to support them, and to volunteer to try to help them in any way she can. It's an honor to work with her. Let's celebrate Maureen Alvarez. It's also a pleasure to honor Curtis Henderson. Curtis could not join us tonight. Curtis is our plant manager at Livingston Park. He is just delightful. The man is always in a positive mood, and he is truly prepared to tackle any mission that could happen in a Livingston Park environment. Anything that needs cleaning, any child who gets sick, anything that needs to be constructed, anytime the air conditioning needs work, Curtis is our guy. And he is endlessly positive, responsive, and what a wonderful resource for our district and for our school. You know, it's not every day that we think about how valuable our plant managers are, our custodians are, but our teachers see it and our kids see it. I get to walk through Curtis's office on my way into my office, and plastered on the door, you'll find posters and notes that kids have written Curtis. What a difference maker in our school. We love him, we miss him. He couldn't join us tonight, but we're happy to honor Curtis, and we hope you're watching Curtis.
For Parsons Elementary School, we have our administrative team here, led by Principal Diana Whalen.
Evening, and congratulations to all of our award recipients this evening, and to Dr. Zakowski and our Board of Education for providing us as building administrators the opportunity to celebrate the wonderful staff that we have in our buildings. So tonight is a true honor to celebrate Heather Angeles as Parsons Educator of the Year. She's a passionate educator who turns our gym into a place where every child feels like they belong. Heather has the amazing gift for reaching every student, no matter their ability, and teaching them that phys ed is not about winning. It's about confidence, grit, and finding joy in staying active. We've all seen her creative spark in action, whether she's setting up a quiet calming corner for a student who needs a break, or transforming the entire gym into the land of the lost dinosaur adventure. Heather's heart for this school goes way beyond the gym floor. She's an incredible, supportive teammate who serves as our MBTEA rep and a mentor. She's always willing to help a colleague through a tough day. She's constantly working on herself too, bringing back fresh ideas from the Physical Education Convention or using her personal training expertise to help us all hit our own wellness goals. She doesn't just talk about lifelong learning, she lives it every single day. What really makes Heather special is her dedication to the broader North Brunswick community, which showcases her extraordinary spirit of service and empathy. Whether she's rallying families at Ice Cream Bingo or leading the Kids Heart Challenge, which has raised a staggering $20,000 for charity over the last 3 years, she is always finding ways to bring us together. She models what it means to lead with compassion. For her tireless advocacy, her innovative teaching, and her unwavering belief in every child's potential, we're proud to celebrate Heather Angeles as an exemplary role model and Parsons Educator of the Year. We are also very excited this evening to honor Kathy McElroy as our Educational Support Professional of the Year. There are some educators who don't just fill a role, but rather transform the very atmosphere of a room the moment they walk in. In our cross-grade classroom, Kathy works with our special needs students, navigating a complex and diverse environment with a grace that is nothing short of miraculous. She possesses that rare, nurturing gift of seeing past a struggle to find a child's strength, providing the firm but patient guidance they need to feel secure. To watch her work is to watch a master class in compassion. She creates a safe space where students who face the greatest challenges feel the most respected and understood. Kathy's impact is felt just as deeply by her peers as it is by her students. She's a dedicated mentor who has spent years taking new staff under her wing, offering the kind of wisdom and lending a hand spirit that sustains a school culture. Even when facing the hurdles of a new classroom or a difficult day, she arrives with a smile that says, "We've got this." By consistently celebrating the small victories that others might miss, she's empowering her students to believe they are extraordinary, capable, and worthy of every success. We are more than just colleagues of Kathy. We are recipients of her huge heart and her unwavering excellence. Kathy, you are the steady hand and the warm light that our children and our staff rely on every single day. We don't just appreciate what you do, we cherish who you are and the way you make our school feel like a family. It's with the deepest love, gratitude, and pride that we name you our Educational Support Professional of the Year.
Now for our Early Childhood Center, Principal Mr. Scott Pasner, and our Supervisor of Preschool Instruction, Ms. Eganor.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see everyone. Thank you, Dr. Zakowski, Mrs. Kita, the Board of Education. This is such a wonderful night, a chance to celebrate all the amazing things happening throughout our district. And it is my pleasure to discuss our honoree this year, Mrs. Brenda Lamaldi. Come on up, Brenda. I know Mr. Shorter had great stories to start, and Mrs. Lamaldi and I could probably tell a lot of different stories from our journey when she started originally in room 54 at John Adams School. But I cannot tell you what a trailblazer she is. Her creativity, artistic work, her ability to make things fun is exactly what school is about. Our early learners are so lucky to work with her on a daily basis. Our district does such a great job with the arts and music. It starts in preschool. The foundation that she's built, the legacy that she's created. I'm sad because we're gonna be honoring Mrs. Lamaldi later next month at the retirees. But one of the things that we're so excited about was her creation, which is our preschool art show. Next Thursday night, everyone's invited. The art show is so unique because it's a chance to honor all 10 of our district facilities, all of our schools and our partners. And Mrs. Lamaldi has led that from when she started with a vision of an art show that includes work from every single student in all of our programs. It's a testament to Mrs. Lamaldi, and I just look forward to her hearing about her lifelong learning, her future plans, and I hopefully have her come back teach some PD sometime too. So can we all give a round of applause for our amazing Mrs. Lamaldi? And I am so honored, am I on?
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah.
I am so honored to honor our ESP of the year, Mrs. Maria Curcio. Maria, come on up. We are so lucky to have Mrs. Curcio supporting our students at the North Brunswick Township Early Childhood Center. Her hard work, dedication, kindness, and caring nature each and every day brings a smile to my face and to all of us at the ECC. We are so lucky to have you leading the way. Congratulations, we are so proud of you.
We also have a support staff person of the year from district-wide central office. To introduce her is our Director of Curriculum Instruction and Technology, Dr. Frederick Johnson.
Thank you, Amy. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Z. Congratulations to all our awardees. There's been a constant thing I've noticed here all evening hearing about all the recipients is that you care about what happens in North Brunswick, and for that, thank you all for what you do. I'd like to, at this time, take the opportunity to invite up Ms. Donna Baginski. Donna, please come up. Now, Donna is my right hand and left hand in the curriculum office and department. If you want to know about PD, tuition reimbursement, refunds, travel plans, upcoming PD, and can we make things on the board agenda in time, Donna's the person we need to talk to. But just so you know, Donna actually was our building receptionist here at the board office, and then she transitioned as of July 1. She took no days off last summer, not one. Not one, because she wanted to be prepared for all of us. When she came back, she's transitioned to the office, and the one thing I know, Ms. Keita had asked for like 3 adjectives, and I think when I was doing this, I was out of state traveling at the time. I think I sent her 5, and I realized I had to stop because I know what she wants is just 3, no more need to. But anyhow, the adjectives for her were very positive. She's been someone who's been dependable. She's extremely conscientious and pays attention to detail. But something else that I notice every single day, no matter what happens, when I walk into the office, or anyone else does, that's the smile you get every day. Even if she has something that's a challenge in front of her, she perseveres with it, she digs in, she doesn't give up, and she still smiles. And so sometimes we're working, and then she can tell something's not right, and she'll stop, and she'll take a moment to give you some encouraging words, and you can't help but laugh, because somehow there's a joke that comes out of it. So for that, for making the office feel like a warm place, a place that no matter what's happening, we find a way to actually enjoy what we're doing in there and still get the task done. We're very grateful for that. She is an avid walker. When I tell you avid, she walks every day. Rain, snow, sleet, picks up some stuff from Trader Joe's, takes orders at times too. But she's one who's always conscientious about taking care of herself so that when she comes back, she can give us what we need. And many administrators, I don't know about you, I do the telephone test. Anybody do a telephone test? You call your building sometimes from a number that is not your actual number? I do that just to keep the person on the toes, because I know a lot of times, sometimes parents call a district or a building and they judge us based on how the person received them on the phone. And I've done that. Some would say, "You trying to catch somebody?" Kind of, but in a positive way. And I noted that to her. I said, it doesn't matter where someone calls from. She treats them as if they're one of us already. And she gives the impression that we're welcoming. So when parents do come, sometimes there's a connection. Says, I talked to this very wonderful lady who greeted me. And sometimes it's not even our department. So she'll route them and she'll get back to their answers. So for that, Donna, thank you for being patient with anyone who calls no matter what. And she's very persistent about finding an answer or getting them to someone. And on a little side note, we have a student who helps us out at the board office from our Possibilities program. And Donna took the lead on this one. She wasn't directed. She felt like I needed to help one of our students out. And she does some volunteering with those students as well. And so even yesterday's project, I look in the mailroom and there she is giving some guidance, and I see Mrs. Marks back there's nodding her head because I go, you got to talk to Donna. She kind of knows what's going on. So thank you for taking the time to work with any of our students, no matter where they are. But this award and recognition from the board office is coming from the colleagues here, Superintendent Suite, the business office, people in registration, and you were being identified as our Educational Specialist Person of the Year. And so thank you for helping all of us in what you do.
And I'd like to congratulate all of our recipients tonight. So well deserved. As a former student of this district, I'm an alumni myself, taught here for 12 years as well before switching to administration. You are so truly appreciated for what you do each and every day. On behalf of myself, and I know Dr. Zakowski and the board, we are so truly honored to have you work in this district and have it be your home with us. So thank you again. And I'd also would be remiss if I did not thank, first of all, Donna Baginski, who was responsible for putting together the actual awards and plaques that you received tonight. Thanks, Donna. Also to Dr. Zakowski's administrative assistant, Janine Kursevsky, who did this wonderful presentation, helped put that together. And also one of my administrative assistant, Connie Saunders, who helped me organize this as well. So thank you to everyone. And again, I will turn this back over to our board president.
Thank you, Mrs. Kita. Just want to say on behalf of the entire board, congratulations to all of our recipients. You all are the heart and soul of our district and of our buildings. I always mention this. My mom was an Educator of the Year back in 2005, and I remember going to her board meeting and going to the events that were around her Teacher of the Year award back then when I was a student. And to all of the families here, this is something that you will remember years from now. So congratulations to all. We thank you for everything that you do every day to make our buildings go round and to live, work, and lead here in North Brunswick. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Much as we gave accolades to our athletes for a day of recognition, it really is a year-long struggle, persistence to work to get to a point where they can achieve. So although we're using this evening to say thank you, we know it's every day in every classroom throughout the school year that these wonderful educators make a difference. So on behalf of the board again, I want to thank all of you for what you do on a daily basis. Even though it's an evening of celebration, it's really what you do on a daily basis throughout the year. As a school year could be a grind, but these folks continue to do it day in and day out. And the one common theme I heard, Dr. Johnson, is you heard getting things done and enjoying it. I heard that they care for children, each and every one, from the support personnel to our teachers. So thank you, because you do make a difference in the lives of children and make this a wonderful place not only to work, but also to learn and live. So without further ado, I want to thank also the MBTEA. Our president mentioned to me that there's an intermission requested for celebration, some cake, cookies, cupcakes, and so I want to ask the board president if we could have a motion for a little recess so we can enjoy a little intermission celebration.
Absolutely.
Second?
budget presentation.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want everyone to know here live, although it seems empty, you do have millions of viewers. I was told by the Nielsen people that no one left their sets for this portion of that.
Perfect, okay.
So tonight is our final public presentation. The code is very clear. There's a preliminary budget hearing, which we did March 23rd, so you see the dates on the screen. March 23rd was our preliminary budget hearing. I just want the public to know, our preliminary, we do things a little different in North Brunswick. We give a full exposure, full transparent presentation on the budget. About 3 hours, we were all together. I think the 23rd was a Monday night, special meeting. Can you hear me? All good, Mike?
Now you turn it off.
I'll turn it off. Yeah, there we go, right?
There we go.
Thank you. So
You have to do that whole thing again now.
Yes. Good evening. Please. So March 23rd was a Monday night. We did about a 3-hour full presentation because what the law requires is a preliminary submission of the budget. But unless there's issues that the county or the state finds in our submission, the final is typically in line. We've been reading about districts throughout the state in their final hearing that they suddenly had to cut 30 staff members, they had to raise taxes at a high percentage, and many districts do a very broad, high-level budget presentation preliminarily, and then they submit it, and then they do more of it on the final about. We do it differently because we feel what we present, we think and we know that it will be accepted by the state guidelines. We want the board members who work very hard through the year in committee meetings to endorse this preliminary budget. So when it comes to the final, we have full approval. Nothing's going to change. So having a meeting where nothing's going to change, I think is trying to get the horse back out after the barn, closing the barn door after the horse leaves. So that's why May 6th and May 23rd tonight is our final presentation by code. Everybody has a budget strategy. We begin with our core beliefs. We don't waver from that. It's a reminder that why we're here. If you look at it, look at the key words. Students, all students deserve the best education. Safe, secure, high expectation. All children, exceptional diversity is our strength. Collaborative responsibility of the homeschool community. Believe it or not, that guides our budget thinking, our budget presentation, our budget work throughout the year. Because all this work of a $177 million budget begins and ends with our committee work from the board. But they receive input from the staff, the administration, who receive input from the schools, who receive input from the departments in the classroom. So it's an ongoing cycle. There we go. What would be a budget presentation about? I think the key responsibility of every superintendent in the state of New Jersey. Not everyone uses this simple or this scale. Many have that I've worked with, guided. And the reason why we put this scale, because people, I think the role of the superintendent is to maintain that responsibility to that taxpayer, the community, and also maintain the educational integrity that we owe the families, the students, our staff, that we can provide the best education possible, knowing that there's constraints, fiscal constraints. I had a very long discussion with Ms. Lindsay, and she tried to quote me on saying, we can never pay teachers for what they're worth. We can't. She's going to use that in next negotiations. But we also have the fiscal responsibility because the predominance of our funding comes from the local taxpayer. There's 3 types of funding that comes for every budget of the $177 million. Number 1 in North Brunswick, of our $177 million, it comes from the taxpayer. And that's significant money, over $100 million worth of the account, our debt service and our general fund. We do get $56 million from the state aid. And then we get financial support from our federal funds, 3 parts of a budget. I think Mr. Ligori was here when we were about 10 years in a row, we received $12 million in state aid. And it was quite a challenge to continue to work to help get North Brunswick their local fair share. And we're happy to say we do, but we don't take that for granted. So we have to make sure we balance the budget. With this in mind, every superintendent needs to have that balance. It's the intersection of efficiency and effectiveness. So the budget process, it's no mistake, there's a long and winding road because it begins when I was lucky enough to be brought back by the Board of Education, July 1, 2026. If you remember my first meeting, I gathered the cabinet, I said, budget cycle begins today. Dane, you were there. Rosa was there. Amy was there. Because it's a cycle that we have to examine. I promise this board, if I come back, we're going to examine our practices, our return on investment. Superintendent talking about return on investment. We're not a profit and loss, but we are. Because if we do well, students and families will profit. If we do poorly, it's a loss. So we had to examine. And so fiscal year 27, just know 26, 27, business administrators, they like to talk fancy, is fiscal year 27. So fiscal year 27 began, and we started July 1, all the way through March 23rd. It was a daily meeting with the business administrator, meeting with the HR, meeting with our staff, meeting with the principals. We challenged the principals, go in and help us figure out how we're going to balance this budget, because we'll talk more about the perfect storm. So we forecasted 3 fiscal years by projecting out. We knew this was going to be tough. We knew the ESSER funds, the COVID money was going to stop. The reason why you see so many districts and reading in the paper, they call structural falls, structural, unsound, foundational problems in their budgets. What's a structural problem in a budget? When you take money like ESSER or money from reserves and you put it against recurring expenses, because that money ends. When it ends, the expense is still there, and all of a sudden people have shortfalls. And then who pays it? Pays the price? Staff. Then who pays the price? Students. And who pays the price? Community. So we had to make sure our goals start projecting 3 years out. And here's a question. You see that 4th bullet point called juggling the fiscal triad. I know we have an English teacher here. She knows what triad means. What is juggling fiscal triad? Do you know the answer, Mia? How many budgets does the superintendent work on in a given fiscal year? Come on, you tell triad. 3. We are working with the current budget. We're getting audited from the last year's budget, and we're building the next year's budget. So we have to juggle that triad. So it was very important that we gathered our team and we said, we need to look at 2 things. What's our return? Is it worth the bang for what we're investing? Let's look at every nickel, because every nickel that we save goes back into the classroom. Or we can do something else that may be more effective. And the other thing, which is not so cool, cost avoidance. We have such great energy programming. We avoided all the increases, although we got an increase in utility bills, but we're paying 3 kilowatts per hour. 3 kilowatts for our electric bill. Our electric bill is as low as it could be, but we still look for other savings. We avoided those increases that everybody else had to pay. If you remember, we're getting a new Detron for the pool. Part of our fiscal green energy savings and working with Schneider Electric, we received a $550,000 grant to offset that cost. That was a cost avoidance through rebates that we were able to do from our green energy. So when we were getting green energy awards before it became really cool to be energy conscious, we were building up a savings and rebates because we were a little bit ahead of the game looking forward for cost avoidance. So, and the other part is, if we're going to look at what we do at a school level, district level, can we sustain it? We don't want to hire people to fire people. We don't want to start programs that get rid of them in a year later. So we have to build sustainable programs. And of course, ensure structural soundness. We must make sure we don't work in P&L, and we have to make sure we never spend in the red. It's against the law. We also have to make sure that our recurring expenses are paid by recurring revenue. We can't play games because we never want to be in that paper where you'll see 150 people lining up to say the same thing. How can you do this to us? Because we're going to lay off 100 teachers and we're upside down. We need state loan. We got to go back to a special election just to make payroll. This district is all true throughout the state of New Jersey. And I'm happy to say the 4 years that I was away, the practices continued. Thank you, Rosa, for leading that department. The practices were spot on, and it made my job coming back a lot easier to figure out how we're going to continue that progress. The problem is, you either get better or you get worse. So we have to get better. So we have priorities. We said we want to be effective and efficient. Student achievement, fiscal responsibility, that whole scale, the whole child. You heard tonight, people we are honoring, from phys ed teachers to science teachers to our support staff, which I thank the board, because not every district is required to thank their support staff. But we know they're an integral part of the team. That's the whole child. Our maintenance staff, maintenance of security, safety, enhancement, and you can read it. Everything was to maintain and improve as our priority with the key focus around people. We're in a people business. Little people, really not little students, right? They range from little to, you saw tonight, big, and also big people, those staff that are making a difference. How do we maintain that? How do we keep that focus around, remember, the core principles that I mentioned that guide our budget? That's why we said we're not keeping people because we want to keep people. We kept people that we wanted here, and we wanted them to continue to do their work. And that was a focus. But we also said, how do we do that? By maintaining a budget that we could feel responsible to our public, to our families, to our town, that we didn't just say, you know what, the governor gave us permission to tax the heck out of people. That's what, and it's not her fault, but she said, I'm not going to raise taxes. No, it's state income tax, state tax did not go up. The sales tax did not go up. She said, see, I'm not raising taxes. But if you don't get the aid and the money, guess who gets raised taxes? The property tax, which is local. And of course, they gave us permission to go well above the parameters. So we said, even though we may have permission, we're going to work with this board. The board is very conscious to make sure we have all that we need for our students, but also the community, that we're responsible for the community as well. So I like to say fiscal year, the perfect storm, right? I had predicted 26, 2 years ago, 25, was going to be the fiscal cliff. Anybody saw the movie Perfect Storm? Sebastian Jungle wrote a wonderful book, it's a Perfect Storm. And of course, it really was a true story about the Gloucester fishermen, and they met their horrible end because there was a storm for the ages. So that's what, in budget terms, we hit our perfect storm. The state budget. The new governor from the same party said, holy mackerel, we may have $14 billion in reserves, but we have a structural deficit in our budget because reserves don't count as recurring revenue. So the state said we knew it was going to be very difficult getting additional state aid. Health benefits. If you read an article, one in the last minute, because they come out every minute, the increase on benefits has been out of control. The state plan, where many districts were forced into, because they said they were enticed a couple of years ago with 0% increase. Districts went in, saved $1 million, and then they lost $1 million after that because this year the increase is about 32% on the average. 32%. Just for everyone out there, our benefit cost is $25 million. Add 32% to that. I'm happy to say we're less than half of that. And if things work out for us, any savings goes back to the district because we are self-insured and we have a great relationship with our staff, as wellness is our focus. How can we make sure wellness, and we constantly talk about wellness as a theme, and so I think we're in a good position as the years go, as we go forward. And when we save and there's any rebates, it goes into a reserve to offset costs of any of those increases. So the district benefits it. When you, in the state health plan, you can raise for 32% of your premium, and if you don't use the whole premium for the year, it doesn't matter. You get nothing back. It's a premium. State health plan is we work with, we're given a target number as required, and if we don't get to that number, we pay as we go, and we pay the bills, the money comes back to the district. So each increased utility costs, state aid reduction, federal program, they left us hanging in August last year. With the fiscal year, beginning in July, we were left hanging until August last year. We don't know much of the same. Transportation costs, unfunded mandates, and you see in the red, charter school costs, duplication of resources, $8.1 million or somewhere around here, seeing the budget, we pay charter schools. We love charter schools. Now, no problem about people having children, families having children. Here's our issue. It's a duplication of resources, and funding of charter schools. That's the problem. I am happy to say this board supported, the president and I were part of a 3-district, New Brunswick, Franklin, and North Brunswick. We signed a letter objecting to the expansion of a charter school. Went to the state and we won the decision. We were very happy that that was able to come to fruition because with that expansion we went through, they wanted another $2.5 million from our budget. That would have been a problem. So we were happy to protect our resources and continue to ask the state, if charter schools are important, we think they are, then you fund them in a different way, not through the funding of schools, duplication of resources. Not the schools the problem, it's the funding mechanism. So the perfect storm for fiscal, so we all like acronyms, so this is the WONK. What you need to know. One of our board members says, can you give like a little update so we can give a little podcast? So budget work is WONK work, right? So we got to make sure non-recurring revenue applied to is not, is applied to recurring expenses, right? We got to make sure that doesn't happen. Structural deficit, we talked about that. We got to be aware of the budget rollover. Rosa doesn't roll the budget over and say, she goes through the lines and makes sure that that line that included that one-time purchase, we just don't roll it over and say we need that much money. We go through the budget. There's no one-time purchase sneaking in there, and we're not rolling the budget over. We go through the budget, build it from the ground up. We also want you to know there's areas I want to thank the board. We have bank cap, meaning we've never taken our budget to the max cap of tax obligation for the community. Well, you can bank it. We have a lot in our bank. It's 3 years you can save it. We have growth limitation adjustments, which come for enrollment, some special causes like differential in budgets, actual to projected. But we have a very fair, balanced budget that will give you the number. But we could have used those numbers and went to very high. You see some districts, how can they go 10% increases when it's a 2% cap? That's because of things like bank cap and growth limitations. And fund balance, which is surplus, is considered non-recurring. We use the fund balance, our surplus, to help do one-time jobs. You're going to see in a very tight budget a lot of work in our summer. So I want the community to know, like, how can all this work be done in the summer when it's a tight budget? Well, because we're using one-time reserves. A referendum was passed, and that money can only be used for projects. We can't take we can't take the fund balance and support it to teachers. Because what will happen the next year if we don't have the fund balance? You're hiring fires. So we also said we use attrition, breakage, as much, I think all of it. So when people retire, there's a salary that gets retired, and then a new person comes in, it's a breakage differential. We use that to help balance that budget. We thank the new folks for coming in with expertise and a lot less price tag. So that's full breakage. We use reserve accounts, our enterprise accounts. We took, was it about 15%? We took 15% of our utilities across each school, percentage of the utilities that we fund our cafeterias. Because in the enterprise, if you know, all of you you received an audit saying you have too much money in there. You had to spend it. So we spent it by balancing the budget to supply the power and the utilities to our cafeteria to help our children. That's all part of the overhead. It's really taking federal funds because the enterprise for the cafeteria is really supported with federal funds, so it's very prohibitive and restrictive, but we can use it to pay for the utilities when we serve federal foods and so on. So we do that, take advantage of it. Class size. We know that we have low class sizes. They're going up. I have to let everyone know they're going up a little bit, but we're committed to, as things settle down with budgets and we get our funding, that's always a focus about, and we'll certainly see the return on investment of those class sizes as we monitor our academic performance. We looked at lease purchases. I know we had an AP stats teacher here before. There's a thing called extrapolation in statistical, where you take something that's positive and a trend when one variable impacts another variable, but it ends at one point. Meaning, if you say for every child that does 2 hours of homework, they get 2 points added to their final grade. So why not do 4? Okay, they get 4 points on an average. Well, then why not make it 12 hours? Well, the point of diminishing return, you study too many hours, you get tired, you fall asleep, you're not focused, and it doesn't continue in that extrapolation. it's called, in business, it's called a point of diminishing return. You reach that point. So we want to buy and provide things now. We're looking at, do we buy it or do we lease it? Can we get it now and extend the life of it over 5-6 years and pay for it over 5-6 years? Because some of the lease purchase rates that we get are so minimal in terms of their interest they charge us, it makes sense so we don't get to that point of diminishing return in our purchasing, and it's more powerful to do that. And of course, triage, which is how do we set that schedule of these one-time purchases? As our budget is being executed, maybe there's sometimes you have to step up and make those adjustments. So that's kind of an education of how we go about all these various moving parts to make sure the budget works. And I'm not going to read this, it's all part of, we'll post this presentation, but we feel that we're responsible. Energy savings, cooperative pricing, retirement consolidation, self-funded benefit structures, energy responsibility with rebate, leasing, offset or repair work, appropriation of interest towards debt service. So we looked at every area and fiscally we're responsible to reduce the impact of the tax increase. Very quick, this is a fancy way of saying this is the budget. Right side is the revenue, the left side is the appropriation or expense. It's made up of three things: the general fund, $155 million, grants and entitlement, that's our federal funds, $10.7 million, and then you have your debt service. That's like your mortgage. That is what's paid. That's another, I think, $11.4 million. So our total budget is $177 million. But the general fund is the year-to-year operational fund that we work and pay our teachers and pay and do work through, our capital side, and we pay our bus drivers and we pay for our health care and so on. It's that general fund. The other two funds are really about the federal and state gives us extra, and what do you mean? What's the federal give us? That's IDA money, Individual Disability Education Act, and title money, free and reduced monies based on our numbers. And debt service fund, that's our building, our interest, what we owe. So that's how our budget. So just to give you that, it's $177 million, but the key number was the general fund, right? The $155 million that we have to operate every day, day in, day out, our schools, our staff. And so I want people to see this. We'll have this posted. 71% of it. Many schools average about 84% salary revenue, or 71. Charter schools, big piece, 8.1. Transportation, 8 million. Facilities, 8 million. Pupil services, that's the ancillary services, 6.2 million. Tuitions, out-of-district tuitions. Instructional supplies, 4.1 million. Administration finance, I'm happy to say 1.4. That counts technology. New Jersey counts technology phone bills against administrative costs per pupil. We're very low, which is happy to say it's only 1.4% of our budget. Capital and equipment, 2.6. And all the others, there's some other miscellaneous, $155 million. Just for those who want to look at numbers, how we spend the money. And the final budget, again, that 155 is the general fund. That's 87% of our budget, 87.5. The debt service, which we're paying off for the buildings and the loans, is 6%, 6.5%. Then preschool, believe it or not, we have this wonderful full-day preschool. It's fully funded. We applied 2018, maybe, and we were one of the early district adopters, and we're now up to $7.8 million. In fact, Edison just turned down the money because they're only getting 40% reimbursement. They said, if you don't give us 100, we're going to run it on our own because we can't make it universal. So we're at 7.8 million. It's 100% funding, which is a great, and grants and entitlement, which is our title monies and so on. IDEA is at 1.6 total. You'll see the 177 million. Just so you know, and I'm not going to read this in, our overall staffing levels were maintained. We had fiscal responsibility. How do we maintain it? Fiscal responsibility through attrition, and we will see expansion in our preschool program because, it's grant funded and the numbers justify that, and we'll be able to improve that. So, use of reserves. This board has been very astute. 1.2 million has to go towards electrical panels upgrading. We have to change our electrical panels in high school. It could be a disaster if we didn't. Well, we don't have to take that from our regular budgets. We're not cutting staff to do our panels. It's a one-time purchase from our capital reserve program. Same thing with our maintenance. How do we do more than 2 million square feet of buildings well, how are we going to do the floors? We got to facilities upgrade, maintain our turf, maintain our fields, playgrounds, HVAC, resurfacing. It's $1 million. Well, we do it through our reserve accounts. And it's one-time hits, so they're not recurring, so we can continue to do that kind of work. That's what the budget includes. So this is probably most people want to get to the point, Kowski. Well, our tax levy increase, right? Tax levy 1.8, right? That's what we could raise. That's all we could raise at 2%. We are going up 3%. How did we go over only 1%? Well, because we were able to take money from our health care, helped out with our waiver. We also were able to offset that health care increase from that waiver because when we bonded money, we received interest. And Rosa put that money against our debt service interest that lowered our total tax levy appropriation for the taxpayer. So overall, $16.67 per month. Now remember, North Brunswick evaluates, assessed at 52%, I believe. They're not 100%, so the average assessed home is $160,000. People would say like, wow, your house is assessed at 52% of its actual value. If you want the actual rate to compare us to the county, there's an equalized formula where they put everybody at 100%, but North Brunswick is 52%, and that we don't make those numbers up. That $160,000 is given to us from the tax office. Why it seems so low? Because it's only assessed at 52%, which gives you a higher rate. So when they want to compare all districts across the county, everybody gets moved up to what would be your rate if you assessed at 100%. So they have a calculation. So we see where we are, and we're in a good position. Our overall budget increase, the total budget increase is 2%. The overall tax levy is at 3%. So without people being laid off, without 6 and 7, 8% of folks increase on the budget, and many, many jobs being eliminated. So we're very proud of how well we were able to serve that scale, our children, our staff, our obligation to our families for the educational part, but also our responsibility to the taxpayer. Questions, Madam President, I'll stop there. I know much to everybody's chagrin here at 9 o'clock at night. I could go on if you want, but I figure we'll stop there for questions and open the floor up.
Thank you, Dr. Zakowski. Does anyone from the board have any questions or comments?
No question, but a comment. Dr. Zakowski and team, Ms. Hawk, and your team, thank you all for all the hard work that you put in to develop this budget. I think that it is very meritorious that it does not differ or change from the preliminary because you actually take that dedicated and invested time. So much appreciated. And again, we all know that our budget actually reflects the district's priorities and mission, and clearly we are invested in the right goals. So
thank you. Thanks. I also want to thank Rose and her people, and also Amy and the cabinet, Kane's here as well. Dr. Johnson, sorry you've been here. It was an arduous path. It's not easy. We began July 1 with about a $13 million projection of how we're going to, based on increase of salaries, insurance, lack of state aid, and so on. And we were able to get to the point where we're very proud of what we can present as our responsibility to the taxpayers and our obligation to families, students, and staff. I think we have to have a public portion for
Yes,
questions.
absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Zakowski, and Rosa, your team, Amy, greatly appreciate all of the hard work that you put in. I know that Dr. Zakowski, one of the first things that he said to me was that budget season starts on July 1. That was, he said that before he even was officially back in district. And we knew as a board that our budget was in the absolute best hands with all of you. I knew that it would be figured out. I had that, I said that if anyone could figure this out, it's Dr. Zakowski, Rosa, and your team. And we greatly appreciate all of the hard work that you put into this. This has been a haul, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
At this time, we'll have a public hearing on the final 2026-2027 budget. If anyone from the public would like to make a comment on the budget, now is the time. We ask that you just come up to the podium, state your name, and you'll be given 3 minutes. Okay, seeing none, can we please have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The public hearing is closed.
Thank you. Vice President James, would you like to take item number 7, the approval of our budget?
Sure. I move to authorize the adoption of the fiscal year 2026-2027 school district budget as submitted to and approved by the New Jersey Department of Education. The resolution is therein listed on our agenda, page 5.
Page 6.
And page 6.
Yeah.
If I could have a second, please.
Second.
All right, I'm going to take roll call. Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Liguori?
Yes.
Dr. Patel?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear, I'm sorry, Dr. Patel. Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Ms. Sinha?
Yes.
And Ms. Toth?
Yes.
The budget is approved.
Great, thank you, Ms. Hawk. Okay, moving on to the regular portion of our meeting. Mr. Singh, would you please take item 8, meeting minutes?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to approve the following board minutes. Board retreat minutes, March 3rd, 2026. Budget workshop meeting minutes, March 23rd, 2026. Regular meeting minutes, March 25th, 2026. Executive minutes, March 25th, 2026. Conference meeting, April 29th, 2026. Executive minutes, April 29th, 2026.
Thank you. Can we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Cepeda? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? All the minutes are accepted.
Thank you. Assuming we have no communications this evening, I believe we could probably just jump to your administrative report, Dr. Zakowski.
Thanks again, Madam President. It's hard to have any more to say with this beautiful evening
Yes.
honoring our students, our staff, but just some extra points. So you heard tonight that reason why the track coach, our wonderful track coach and team, were not here because they're out competing in the spring sports. So track is a year-round activity, and our winter team did so well, and of course now our spring team is doing well. I'll just give you some. They won. Our track team just won the GMCs for relays, and 7 athletes of that team are committing to the next level to participating as student athletes in college. 5 of those 7 are going on to Division I scholarships. So we're so proud, and as you know, the coach makes it his mission to be part of that whole program to help catapult these students, not just to be wonderful track stars or athletes, but also to be students. And it's part of the requirement of being on that team, like all the teams you heard tonight, and we're very proud of that. You heard some wonderful GPAs and great, college acceptances, and it's a big part of what we do. And the second part is we continue to win the student, our athletic comportment, our sportsmanship award that's given. Multiple teams have won it. So we compete hard, but at the end of the day, we have the right balance of competing and winning and losing and behaving in such a manner that we represent the families and school and the district. So I'm very proud of our athletes, our teams, our coaches. So not just the track team, all the teams. I'm also very proud of a young lady named Mia. And of course, we know Mia Montero, but there's another Mia. I thought it was like, you're like Elvis or, one name, Michael, right? There's another Mia. So I got to say now the last name, Mia Mercado. She's been chosen from Judd, right? So 2627 American Heart Association National Youth Heart Ambassador for the American Heart Association. She was chosen out of 100 applicants. 2 students from the entire Eastern State region for a prestigious opportunity. She will be able to share her story and raise awareness related to cardiovascular disease and stroke nationally as an ambassador, and how her essay and her work is Judd. That's K4, pre-K 4. So congratulations to Mia Mercado. I'm going to bring her at the next board meeting to honor her so the board can meet her. But Mia, you're wonderful. You have so many awards, but we got another Mia to take your place, and now I'm not so sad that you're leaving us. I'm just kidding. So, unbelievable recognition for this young lady. So we'll make sure we bring her before the board. I didn't think tonight keeping her out that late with all the awards would be appropriate, so we'll bring her out. But I had to tell you. Also, I just want to thank all our teachers again. This week is National Teacher Appreciation Week in our schools. Every day our teachers bring knowledge to life. right? We inspire that curiosity and create spaces where students are supported, they feel challenged, valued. You know, that whole child, that core value of building a budget for the whole child. Their impact extends far beyond the classroom. You hear it time and time again, how they shape the confidence, the character, the future possibilities. I love when the elementary teachers are here and they see these wonderful awards to all of you from the high school level. They say, I remember that's when they were in second grade, or I had the student in fourth grade. So they made a difference. All our teachers make a difference. And just like the award winners, our athletes, people don't see behind the scenes all the training and the work, the year round. Teachers of the Year, we honor them for one day, you hear some great, but they do this on a daily basis. Well, we want to say thank you for doing this day in and day out. So our National Teacher Appreciation Week, and I thank all of our PTOs and supporting organizations, our MBTEA, doing a little extra each this week, although we know it's 40 weeks out of this school year that they're doing great work throughout the week, but it's nice to have a National Teacher Appreciation Week. And we like to also say the teachers are first one to say it's really a staff effort, so we say Staff Appreciation Week. I do want to say, please join us this Friday, Innovation, right? As board members know that, I'll send out a poll who's coming. It's Friday night. The children are working so hard. They blew off so many different things just to practice, but just kidding. But no, they work very hard, and they've been some wonderful, the Latin American Club did a wonderful program. Our BCA did a wonderful program, and it's great to see these cultural celebrations really bringing I really say bringing the town and their culture to life. The last Friday at the Latin American, I was there for an hour. I had to leave because I had another appointment, but I couldn't get a standing. There was so many families around the commons in the high school. It was really nice to see. It was so many families enjoying their presentations and the work of our students. And I expect this Friday, doors open at 6:30, 7 o'clock with our, I call it Innovation, but it's
South Asian Cultural Alliance.
Yeah, the South Asian Cultural Alliance. So.
Association.
Sorry.
That's all lines written.
So thank you. Please report back to the students how proud we are. So much work. We know how hard they work, and it's really very very inspiring programs. There's so much talent involved in that. Also, I want to thank our township school, all our schools, our leaders, because the North Brunswick Township Schools and the Township of North Brunswick, we're having an inaugural Juneteenth celebration on Sunday, June 14th, from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Municipal Complex. Our schools, along with the township, we've been meeting and having partnership meetings, but we are taking that partnership to bring a wonderful afternoon of music, crafts for children, food, celebration. So save the date. It's Sunday, June 14th, in honor and celebrating Juneteenth. Right here in this area. The municipal complex is right across the street. I just want to thank, now I want to go back to Mia. There's so many awards that you've been winning. I know we're going to see at the academic awards and scholarship, but your name came up. You were at DECA, and you couldn't go to an award ceremony because you were at representing us nationally at DECA, and I have to say, Grayson, to be picked by our principal for the Middlesex County Principals Association, I heard it was a wonderful award, and the fact that you sit here as representing the board, we're very, very proud of that. We told you that before, and you've really finished strong in a great senior year. So I want to thank you for continuing the great work that you do and being such a big part of the successful high school year that we've had this year. I don't want to jinx it, but it's been going pretty well. I'll take full credit until something happens, then I'll give it back to you. And I do want to say to all the millions of viewers and people out there, because this Sunday is Mother's Day, and please thank many of our staff are mothers themselves, and we all have mothers, and whether they're with us or not, I know we'll be thinking about them. So I wish all a happy Mother's Day this Sunday. I think the date is May 10th, I believe.
Yes.
So that will conclude my report, Madam President.
Thank you. Okay, student reports. Ms. Brockman, Ms. Montero, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Zakowski already touched on a couple of our...
I know, I'm sorry. I can't help
it. But we did have an incredible production put on by our Latin American Club last Friday. And in addition to what he said about Innovation this Friday, doors open at 6:30, we are selling tickets online. I would recommend buying your tickets online because we typically sell out. So if you're interested in coming, I would recommend doing that. But apart from that, After spring break, the Alchemist Theater Company put on an incredible performance of The Wedding Singer. That was their third performance this year by this talented and hardworking group of students. And the student government organization is starting to think about next school year. We held elections for SGO and class officers and are currently in the process of finalizing our executive board. In the next couple weeks, we will meet to plan next year's events and fundraisers, and they also do a little team bonding, which I think is always a lot of fun.
On April 17th, SGO hosted the annual Mr. MBTHS contest in addition to Miss MBTHS. Scott Cohen is our second-time Mr. MBTHS winner, and Miranda Soto and McKenna Risk share the title of Miss MBTHS. And then the club Care to Walk held a community walk on April 25th to raise money towards making strikes for breast cancer. They raised over $300, which will go towards the donation that they make in October.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Grayson, can I make a suggestion to the next class? I know we've added, it was great, we used to have a Mr. MBTHS, now we added a Miss MBTHS.
Yeah.
How about alumni MBTHS? We've got some alum here that are in pretty good shape here, you know? So I think they'll be in the running. Just saying, it's something to think about.
I don't know if you know, Dr. Z, but Jason was Mr. 2000, class of 2000?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
Can you still do the walk and the wave? Let's see that.
Well, thank you. All right, we'll jump to our committee reports. We have a few committee reports this evening. How about we start with Mr. LaCourie, Human Resources. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. The Human Resources Committee met on Tuesday, April 21st to discuss various personnel topics. For those on tonight's agenda who are retiring or resigning, the board thanks them for their service and we wish you well. Dr. Zakowski and Mrs. Kita updated the committee on the progress of the search for the new Parsons Director of Elementary Instruction and the new Instructional Dean for 26 and 27, as Mrs. Quattrocki, Parsons' current Director of Elementary Instruction, had previously been approved to be the new principal, and Mrs. Beth Uhas, the current dean, is retiring. There's some folks here in the audience who deserve a wave. We congratulate Mrs. Nicole Jakunski, the current Linwood Dean, on being recommended for the director position, and Mrs. Cassidy Varga, the current Judge SOAR coordinator, for the dean position, and we look forward to their success in their new administrative roles. So, how about a wave?
Mr. LaGuardia, we're going to ask our newest future principal of Parsons, after it's officially approved, to bring them up. So.
As of our committee meeting, any remaining and new vacancies continue to be posted and can be found on our district website, our social media pages, and posted in each of our buildings. For any open teaching positions, alternate route and traditional route candidates are both encouraged to apply. We also discussed these vacancies along with current leaves of absences and how these positions may be filled. The last remaining job fair will be facilitated by Mrs. Kita on May 14th. And she will be inviting several administrators along who are actively seeking to fill recent vacancies for the new school year. Lastly, there are several new substitute staff on tonight's agenda. We welcome them all to our district, and we look forward to having you work with us here in North Brunswick. That would conclude a straightforward personnel meeting report.
Thank you. Vice President James will be jumping in for Mr. Wen, who isn't here this evening, for education.
Yes, good evening. The Education Committee met on Wednesday, April 22nd. Mr. Shorter and Mrs. Lamagre presented the new schedule plan for the school year 26-27. While the current schedule worked for post-COVID times, they've determined that it was not meeting the current needs of the students. The goal for this new schedule is to have block classes of ELA and math every day. There was some restructuring of the teaching assignments to accommodate the additional sections. However, due to budget constraints, there will be a phased rollout of this schedule, with 5th grade starting in 26-27 and 6th grade to follow in 27-28. Additionally, this new schedule will accommodate for rotating push and intervention and instruction. Dr. Johnson shared about the renewing of the contract between the Avid Center and the middle school and high school for the upcoming school year. He also shared about the MOU between TCNJ and the North Brunswick Township School District regarding our dual enrollment program for 26-27. These can be found in tonight's agenda under Curriculum and Instruction, Section 2, Items B and C. As Dr. Johnson and his team continue to look for additional dual enrollment opportunities for our students, we are grateful for these programs here in district to help give our students a jump start on their academic futures. Mrs. Chang provided us with an update on the NJSLA assessment. Testing was to start on May 4th, this past Monday. Testing at the high school is planned for May 18th through the 20th, and the team is requesting delayed openings for those days to help facilitate and manage the testing. Mrs. Chang also gave us an update on 3 of the grants that are in the works: the Focus Grant, the High Impact Tutoring Grant, and the Impact Grant. For Focus, we received $15,000 and have funding for our MAP system. There's also a continuation grant, which we expect around $13,000. This will continue to fund MAP and universal screeners. As for the High Impact Tutoring Grant, we're still waiting for the results of that grant. And finally, for the Impact Grant, the pilot program is going well. Staff have completed their training, and the team will meet in the future to review and finalize their recommendation for 26-27. And that concludes the Education Committee report.
Thank you. Business Operations, Mr. Carter?
Yes, Madam President. The Business Operations Committee met on Wednesday, April 22nd. We received status updates related to the FY 26-27 budget, progress on referendum upgrades, the transformer at the high school, food service, and the Dextron replacement. On the agenda this evening, you'll find the following items: finance items 3B, C, and D related to referendum updates for HVAC, windows, and bathrooms. Finance item 4B related to the food service management contract, and finance item 4F related to the purchase of equipment, which includes items related to transportation, technology, and computers. That concludes our report.
Thank you. Negotiations, Dr. Patel?
None at this time.
Okay. All right. I think that wraps up our committee reports for the evening. Mr. Liguori, would you take item 11?
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve the administrative, student, and committee reports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? All the reports are accepted.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open it up to the board for any questions regarding our agenda this evening. We had our conference meeting last Wednesday. We reviewed our agenda. We have received a copy prior to this evening. All updates in between now and then are bolded. So I'll open it up for any questions from the board. Okay. Seeing none and hearing none, at this time we'll have a public session on agenda items only. If anyone from the public would like to address the board, this is now the time to speak on agenda items only. We just ask that you come up to the podium, state your name, and you'll be given 3 minutes. Okay, seeing and hearing none, can we please have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? We are, this session is closed.
Thank you. Mr. Carter, would you take item 15?
Yes, Madam President. I'd like to make a motion to approve the following consent agenda items: personnel 1 and 2, curriculum 1 and 2, miscellaneous, finance items 1 through 3, and transportation 1 and 2.
Second.
I will do roll call on this one, please. Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Liguori?
Yes.
Dr. Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Ms. Sinha?
Yes.
Ms. Toth?
Yes.
All the motions or resolutions are approved and accepted.
Wonderful. Congratulations to you both. Yes, absolutely. Please come on up.
Wasn't quite prepared to speak. I don't know if I really need the microphone, but thank you, Madam President. Thank
We
you.
have millions of viewers. You need the
I'm sorry.
microphone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, all of you. My husband's checking if I'm coming home anytime. Thank you for this opportunity. I am extremely excited. We had so many wonderful candidates for both of these positions, and I could not be more excited to begin with this team here with Ms. Chukensky, who's coming with us with many years of experience in special education as a teacher, as a special education coach, and most recently as instructional dean at Linwood. So she comes with a lot of experience, and I'm very excited for her to take over my current role as the director of elementary instruction, and for Ms. Cassidy Varga, who has been working as a special education teacher first at Livingston Park, and most recently as the SOAR coordinator K-4 over at Judd School. So she is going to be a great asset. They are both passionate, dedicated, and I'm very excited to have them as part of the team. So thank you for approving them.
Absolutely. We welcome you to come up if you'd like at this time.
You only have 18 minutes each.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be continuing my journey here in North Brunswick. As some of you may know, I have been here for 28 years. So I'm really excited. I feel like I'm a career lifer here in North Brunswick. And I'm most excited to be going back to the roots of elementary school. I started at Judd, worked at Linwood for many, many years, and I'm really excited to be working with Tracy and Cassidy and to be continuing to work with this great community, great town. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dr. Z, Ms. Kita, the board, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very excited and honored to become an instructional dean. I started at Livingston Park as a teacher, and I'm very grateful that I can continue to serve the community of North Brunswick as now administrator. So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for hanging around for our longer evening, so thank you. All right, we will jump to page 25 on our agenda, and we'll go to item 16. At this time, we'll have a public session on any matter. If anyone from the public would like to come up and address the board, we just ask that you state your name and you'll be given 3 minutes. All right, seeing and hearing none, can we please have a motion to close the public portion
So
of the
moved.
meeting?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? This session is closed.
Thank you. At this time, we'll motion to go into closed session, whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presented exist, now therefore be it resolved by the North Brunswick Township Board of Education that the public shall be excluded from discussion of and action upon the hereinafter specified subject matters. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows. Number 1, personnel matters. Number 2, financial matters / legal matters. And number 3, attorney-client privilege. It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter shall be made public at such time as the need for non-disclosure no longer exists. This resolution shall take effect immediately. So can we please have the motion to go into closed?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? We can go to closed session.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, then. Rich, sidebars, and then Dr. Z?
Yeah.
The three motions?
Yes.
We're good.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to have the meeting return to open session. Can we please have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? We are back in session.
Thank you. We do have a couple of motions coming out of closed session this evening. So first, Mr. Liguori, would you please take our first motion?
Be it resolved by the North Brunswick Township Board of Education that the terms, stipulations, and conditions as established in the attached settlement agreement are hereby adopted and approved by the board. The business administrator is hereby authorized and directed to execute the attached settlement agreement.
Can we have a second?
Second.
All right, I'm going to roll call on this one as well. Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Liguori?
Yes.
Dr. Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Ms. Sinha?
Yes.
And Ms. Toth?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Dr. Patel, would you please take the second motion?
Yeah, move to approve the sidebar agreements between the North Brunswick Township Board of Education and the North Brunswick Township Education Association for the 2024-2027 contract agreement relative to Article 16L and Appendices D and E1.
Thank you.
Again, roll call. Mr. Carter?
I abstain due to conflict.
Ms. Cepeda?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Liguori?
Yes.
Dr. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Singh? Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Ms. Sinha?
Yes.
Ms. Toth?
Yes.
And this motion is approved.
Thank you. And our last motion coming out of closed session, Vice President James, would you please take motion 3?
I move to appoint Dr. Brian Zakowski to the position of interim superintendent of schools for the period from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. Secondly, to approve the previously submitted employment contract with Dr. Brian Zakowski, and to submit the previously submitted employment contract for further approval by the Middlesex County Executive Superintendent of Schools. I will take a second.
Second.
I would like to open this up to discussion for the board. I have something to say. So we have just discussed renewing Dr. Zakowski for another year. He's been our interim superintendent for the 25-26 school year. The board has obviously taken it under advisement and deliberation on how we're moving forward. We are very pleased with the work that Dr. Zakowski has done. He has charted a clear path for us, so we are grateful for his service. And in so doing, we are looking to renew him for an additional year. There has been much consideration, discussion in this process, and with that, we can take a vote on the motion.
I shall. Mr. Carter?
I abstain.
Thank you. Ms. Cepeda?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Liguori?
Yes.
Dr. Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Singh?
Yes.
Ms. Sinha?
Yes.
And Ms. Toth?
Yes.
Congratulations, Dr. Zakowski.
Congratulations. All right, and if anyone has nothing else, we will move to adjourn the meeting. Can we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in
Oh.
favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We're adjourned.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.
A lot of seconds on that.